Bien, ¿qué tal mi gente? Bienvenido a otra entrega más de la máquina deportiva. Me encuentro de la famosa arena del Madison Square Garden en el juego de Sacramento Kings y los New York Knicks. Estamos llegando a través de Pegado TV. Gracias a nuestro amigo Carlos Tavera por permitirnos entrar a su hogar a través de Pegado TV. En el día de hoy, un juego donde esta gran arena se ha llenado, se ha cambiado de 6 días en adelante, Manía. Así que vamos a empezar con nuestro programa de la máquina deportiva. Qué bien que siguen con nosotros acá desde el Madison Square Garden. Vamos a ver, como lo tenemos acostumbrado, una entrevista de rueda de prensa con ambos coaches de ambos equipos, tanto Sacramento como de New York Knicks. Adelante.
You see everything that's happening is because this guy has an outgoing personality that everyone loves.
You think all that stuff last year with the press conference, everything preparing him for all what's going on here in New York family?
You know, I think even if he didn't have a press conference then, it wouldn't have mattered to him. I don't think this stuff phases him. You know, I think he just loved playing basketball, and now he's just so happened to be at the biggest stage and the biggest building that every player wants to play in, and he's shining in his moment. So I don't think the press conference.
It's not just Jeremy, it's also the guys doing the pick and roll. We have to get a little bit better relationship and not roll too fast. Try to give him more outlets. I thought he did a better job. He'll keep doing a better job. The more he sees it, he'll become accustomed to it.
After the game, he also described that the play that he tied the game with the three-point play, how he was able to see that Amir Johnson was in the restricted area. Can you describe or talk about his court vision and his awareness when he's reading things?
He's just a smart basketball player that obviously this is the first year he's played in the league, but he's light years ahead of most guys. And that comes second sense, and he feels the right play and makes it. I can't explain it. I couldn't do it when I was playing, so it was hard for me to explain.
It seems like each night players talk about how Lynn has made them better, but especially Landry Fields and even Iman Shumpert. How are they progressing each game, and how is that an impact of the way Lynn is playing?
Well, a little bit, and I think they're also very nice. Landry started playing well about a month ago or so before Jeremy stepped on the stage, and Iman's had a great year all year, so the spirit and the being able to complement each other, I think that's fantastic and should stay that way. But, you know, again, when you have somebody out there running the team, you just feel more comfortable, more confidence, and then when we win, it's kind of a snowball effect. So everything's good.
Coach, how closely are you monitoring his minutes as the games go on, especially these next couple of games over the next couple of days?
I don't really monitor his minutes. I watch him, see if he's really dragging, but, you know, we got ourselves in a hole, we got to win. And he can rest the summer.
Is adrenaline part of, you know?
Probably a little bit, and you can see him dragging, and I tried to take him out one game, I forget which one it was, he didn't want to come out, and yeah, if that's the case, then stay in and play. He's going to have to learn how to play tired anyway, because if you get deep anywhere, and you do make the playoffs, and you're going to be tired, and you're going to be beat up, and you're going to have nicks, and you have to be able to play with that, so sooner he learns it, the better.
I know his turnovers are probably the least of your concerns when his other numbers are way offsetting that, but what accounts for most of what accounts for him being a high turnover guy in the first place?
Well, just because he attacks so much. You do that, you're going to make some mistakes. Hopefully as he goes on, the year goes on, we can lower it a lot by having seen every kind of defense, every kind of getting used to his players where they are, getting the players used to him, rolling a little bit better, showing themselves. The things that we'll work on every day or show film, and I think as it goes on, he will cut those down.
You can live with it as it is right now. I mean, those are obviously not numbers you would normally want to see, but do you feel like it's
Well, I'm no, just other than just a learning process that he'll go through. I don't think he wants to accept that. I don't either. We want to get it better, but at the same time, he's doing so much out there and he has the ball a lot. So his turnovers will be higher than normal, but I think they'll come down.
A lot of times when teams start bad, they just say, let's get back to 500, we'll go from there. When you were 8-15, did you think, was that your goal, A? Did you think it could happen maybe as quick as you have a chance to?
Well, we were just trying to find a way to play well. And then the record kind of takes care of itself. You worry about it, obviously, and you don't want to slip too far away from the playoff spots. But at the same time, if you're not playing well, you never will get back there. So I think all our energy was just trying to 5 or 6, 8, 10 guys that mesh and get a type of basketball that can win every night.
Mike, would you ever call a timeout in that situation to set up a play, or were you just so comfortable with Jeremy doing the right thing?
I wouldn't do it if I trust the guy who has the ball, because there's really no, I could have called a timeout and then say, okay, now give it to Jeremy and you go 1-on-0. I wouldn't change it up or run a pick and roll, or that's what it's. And it's better that if you do have a playmaker that you trust, that the other coach can't make substitutions, get the worst defensive players out. He'll find a weak spot and exploit it, and it's easier this way.
Mike, on that last shot, when you have a player willing to ask you for an ISO, what does that tell you about his belief in himself?
Well, there's a lot of probably ask. Some of them probably shouldn't ask me, but just see what he's got. I don't know. But you know what? He's smart, because even in our coaching little huddle there, timeout, we kept saying we should just ISO him on color runs. He's getting by him, and we never told him that. Now I don't like to do that most of the time, but he sensed that. You know what? In this play, this particular way they're guarding me, that would be the best play, and he hit it right on the head.
This was kind of lost in everything that happened with Jeremy last night, but how crucial was the play that Iman made, the steal and the dunk in the game, and what does that tell you about his confidence?
Well, not only that play, probably his defense on Colorado in the last 8 minutes. I think it was 8 or 9 minutes where I don't think Colorado scored, and he had 24 points up to that point. Turned the whole game around and gave Jeremy the opportunity to win it at the end. But without Shumpert doing that, the opportunity wouldn't have come up. It wouldn't the same. And he's one of the better defensive players that I've seen in a long time, for a rookie especially. When he's on you, he's on you. And he's relentless, he's strong, and as soon as he gets his shot down where it's a little bit more consistent, learn the league a little bit better, a couple of years, the guy's going to be outstanding. He's going to be a very good player.
Coach, getting back to Jeremy, got knocked down a couple of times in that game last night, sprung right up. You surprised at his toughness at all?
Well, I'm sure, I don't know him that well, so he is tough, but there's a lot of tough guys out there, so it doesn't really surprise me. And probably for him to make it in the NBA, just to get where he's got, he had to be tough at some point. At some point, he's overcome a lot of obstacles and kept working on his game. So, and then also go to Harvard and study and play ball, and you got to be mentally tough.
Mike, what are you anticipating in terms of the atmosphere of the crowd tonight? And, maybe since the playoffs, have you anticipated what it might be like as much as maybe it might be today?
It's great. I'm excited. I think the players are excited to play tonight, and Madison Square Garden is always a buzz. Now there's definitely extra little buzz for sure, but it makes it that much more fun. And it's really coming off a back-to-back, coming in late last night. This is great to have the excitement because they'll get the players up.
Any update on Carmelo?
No, I haven't heard other than Friday or the end of the week. I think he ran today, and haven't heard how it went. I think it went